should see quite a bit of eagles down here today.
The Nisqually River is home to Willie Frank III.
When the tide's changing and the fish are running, you see a lot of eagles, you see a lot of seals and sea lions down here.
His ancestors have fished here for generations.
Because that's where the salmon is, that's where our food is, you know.
His father, Billy Frank Jr., was arrested dozens of times, battling for Indian fishing rights. History now remembers him as a Native American civil rights hero, inspired to fight by his own father, Willie Frank Sr.
My grandfather, Willie Frank Sr., always said that the Nisqually Indians lived in paradise down here before the white man came.
Now the grandson, chairman of the Nisqually Tribe, is challenging the federal government again, but at a higher level.
We're currently at the mouth of the Nisqually River. The Nisqually Tribe manages 80 miles from the summit to the sea.
The source of the tribe's river, the Nisqually Glacier, near the peak of Mount Rainier. It's under federal control, part of Mount Rainier National Park.
Mount Rainier, Pequotma. Pequotma means don't forget the water.
Nisqually Tribal Council member Hanford McCloud.
We come from fighters. And the fighters fought for the treaty right, fought for the fishing right, and will continue to fight for the fish here in this river as Nisqually, but also to fight for that, not land acknowledgement, but land back. We want land back.
The Nisqually Tribe is joining the movement to return national park property to tribes.
These legends, they go back thousands of years to our people, and when we tell them, it gets you excited.
McCloud says that history is hard to find within the federally controlled national park property.
People who come and visit the mountain, they say, where are all the indigenous people? We come to see them. We want to hear their stories, not the park ranger.
Should the national parks give up this land?
We'll have that conversation in the future.
Greg Dudgeon became Mount Rainier's superintendent in July, but he says he already knows there's room for improvement when it comes to tribal relations.
We need to do better.
A better relationship is one of his priorities.
I haven't had an opportunity yet to have the conversations with the tribes that are going to be so important to understanding what are the stories and how should we be telling them, and is it always appropriate for us to be telling those stories? And I would suggest likely not.
Tribes have been cut off from their traditional lands, and we are making progress to accommodating that access.
Ben Diaz is the park's archaeologist and tribal liaison.
This is the Nisqually Indian Tribe designated use area.
He helped get the Nisqually Tribe a special use permit for space in the park along the Nisqually River that can only be used by tribal members.
Put in this fire pit, which is traditionally for salmon roasting.
The Park Service says other improvements are coming. The new visitors center at Ohanabakosh Campground will have an exhibit honoring the tribes and celebrating their continuing presence and relationship with the land. Much more interactive and updated than the more historic exhibit on display at the currently closed Visitors Center at Paradise.
And when you say, is that a crazy idea of us running it? No, because we'll always be here. We ain't going nowhere. And the crew running it now, there is no continuity.
Hanford McCloud works with the Park Service. He's trained the interpretive staff on tribal issues, taken part in ceremonies celebrating the return of wildlife to the park.
Here you enter a world where colossal forces shape the landscape.
And he's even featured in the film shown at Paradise, the park's top destination.
Today, some return to carry on the age-old traditions of collecting bear grass for basket banking.
But he says nothing would match what the park could be like, operated by those who have been here for generations.
I go up there all the time, and I give thanks to the mountain, Pequotma, because of how my grandma brought me up there to gather the huckleberries.
Everybody's going to have to come together on this to recognize whose original land this was.
Just like his father and grandfather, Willie Frank III says he has found a battle worth fighting, and for the first time, he thinks they have allies. Deborah Holland is the first Native American Secretary of the Interior, and Charles Sams is expected to be confirmed as the first Native American Director of the National Park Service.
And it's unfortunate that we still have this battle going with the federal government to try to get our land back that is originally ours. But I feel like with this administration, this is going to be one of the best shots we have at it.